Welcome, everybody, to Casting for Two, the official podcast of me, Chris, your host slash only person here who does everything. I'm that guy. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Episode number 135. 135 episodes in. One day I will know what I'm doing. Maybe around episode 1,350. Maybe. No promises though. Some quick updates real quick. But I'm gonna take my time with them. I will be at RTX 2016 at the beginning of July to all my awesome RTX peeps. And, yeah, so I look forward to meeting everybody that listens to the show and all the Rooster Teeth people that I chat with. Because I have a great time and I like going, so come along with me on this adventure. And, yeah, so that's really all that I have going on right now. Yeah, so I guess I should maybe just get into my guest. Dramatic pause. All right, I'm done wasting time. My guest today is a very talented writer, actor, director, producer, human being. None other than Karolina Sivas. I always have a blast chatting with her. I think she's wonderful. And yeah, so we just played a game of catch up, and we also talked about a new season of Broken at Love, which is her web series that she does. She does everything on that show. And if you haven't seen it, go see it before season 3 comes out. But you have some time because you have time. So let's get into this episode. Chris, cue the music, please. Hello.
Hi.
Hey, how are ya?
Good. How are you?
I'm okay.
How you feeling?
I'm getting better every day. So
Oh, that's good.
it was weird. So last week after we chatted on email, all of a sudden I started feeling dizzy, and I was just, what's going on here? And like everything, like I'm a guy, so I just figure I need to sleep it off. So then I fall asleep, and it turns out that was not the case.
Yeah.
So I ended up.
I could have told you that.
Yeah. So I ended up going to the hospital, and I had a vertigo.
Oh no.
Yeah. So it was not a fun week last week. So I don't want to get.
How does that happen?
Okay. So here's the thing. Here's what the doctor told me, and this is for all the listeners out there. Be aware. So this is the terminology he used. So this is, I don't know if it's accurate or not, but he's a doctor, so he should know what he's talking about. So he said that there's little rocks in my ears, which controls my balance, or all of our balances. And it happens. There's no reason why it happens. It just happens that it might get shifted.
Oh, geez.
Exactly. So now I'm like I said, I'm getting better. The only thing that's off about me is my balance.
Ugh.
Yeah, and then
at least you figured it out quickly.
Exactly. And so my girlfriend was asking me, what happened, and I go, how did that happen? I go, he told me it just happens.
That's the worst answer you can get to, though.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like you didn't do something specifically. It's just like, I'm sorry.
Exactly. And I was trying to think, did I fall? Did I sleep wrong? Anything. But no, it just happens. So that's fun.
Sucked.
Yeah, and then these meds I'm on, it just makes me so sleepy and knocks me out, and yeah, so it's been fun.
Man. Well, you're on the mend. It's all gonna be better.
Yeah, yeah, no, I can see straight now, which is great.
Oh, oh my goodness.
So yeah, but anyway, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, you've been a little busy.
Oh, my life has been a little crazy since we last spoke.
Yeah.
And I don't know how. I don't remember what month we spoke in, but I believe after we spoke, I had done a bunch of different things with the show from our talk. And then from there, somehow I ended up fulfilling my dream of going to New York to film the show.
Hmm.
And now I am pretty close to going back to New York to not only film more of the show, but then maybe kind of try it out as a new life change. So, like, it's crazy because I have no idea. If you asked me a year ago, would this be what was happening? I would definitely. If you asked me a couple months ago, I definitely would have said I don't see how.
Hmm.
So I'm pretty excited about everything going on right now.
And so, what is it about New York that is? Obviously, it's very different from LA, but if for you, what is it that makes it different?
Well, I went to New York after season two, like with my mom, as just like a mom-daughter trip, just for like a week, and it really had no intention behind it, and I loved it. It
Hmm.
was the first time I've ever been there, and then on top of that, we my cast members moved.
Mm.
So the one that plays my best friend, there's two of them. They both moved to New York with job opportunities. The one that plays my mom moved to New York this year. Those three are like very important to my show.
Yeah.
And then the girl who does a lot of our music, and I'm also wrote in as a cast member. She lives in New York. She's from New York, so it's just like everyone I love is there, and so now it's like, you know, it just it all seemed to, because when I had gone with my mom for the trip a year and a half or so ago, nobody was there, so it just seemed like it was perfect timing and that it was perfect to do it, and it was the best 2 weeks that I have had.
Mhm. Oh, right on, right on. And it's always nice to uh, put yourself in a different environment as
Hmm.
well, creatively. I mean, it could affect the way you do things now.
Exactly. I mean, the type of people there are much different, and I
All right.
felt like, there's, I mean, in 2 weeks, I had like crazy life experiences that I feel like I could, that was just so inspiring,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot, they were all really positive. But yeah, I've been in LA. Well, I'm from California, so I'm only a couple hours outside of LA normally, and then I've been in LA since college, and so, you know, it's nice to see something different and experience some different stuff. And I think it's 20s are a perfect time to do that, and I'm pretty excited that I'm finally doing it.
There you go. There you go. Um, so when we last chatted, again, we chatted more about your origins.
Hmm.
And so I don't, unless you have an origin story you didn't tell me. Now we can just
I
chat.
doubt it.
Yeah, see,
I doubt it.
we can. I just figured we would just chat a bit and then talk about Broken at Love season 3.
Sure,
So yeah, so
I'm good.
yeah, right on. So okay, now I remember that means you haven't had any time to just chill.
Well, I mean, I found that like film shoots in New York ended up being like we film all day and then we go out at night, which is
Okay.
not which is not my norm, which was really fun. So yeah, I mean, I was on a weird schedule. Like there were some, I mean, I think I never adjusted. I'm still having a hard time adjusting back now that I feel like I just need to go back and just never adjust here because my sleep pattern is so screwed up now.
Hmm.
Over there, half the time I was going to bed around 2, 3, or 4 a.m. We
Right.
would shoot really late. We'd start in the afternoon, so we'd shoot really late, or we would start in the morning and shoot and then go out after, and then became like where I just was so hyped up. It was very hard to go to sleep. Um, but that was my best sleep probably over there too, I think, because I was so tired. But yeah, I didn't have enough time to do that much touristy things. But I really just enjoyed just as if I was a resident. That's kind of how I treated the trip. And yeah, no, I mean, I think all of this is fun. This is the kind of stuff that I would rather do. Like, I know people like would prefer to go on vacation to go on vacation. I consider going somewhere else and then getting to act and do all these things a better vacation than when my mom and I went just for vacation.
Right.
So this is to me like living out dreams and goals is better than just, sitting on the beach, doing nothing. So I find this to be a perfect balance of both things.
No, that makes sense because all my buddies live in Canada, all my film buddies. So whenever I go to Canada, it's always, okay, so I have this amount of days. What can I shoot? And
Yeah.
that's vacation to me.
hmm
I'm here. I might as well make the most of it since I have all my friends and I know they're always down to shoot. So it's like, okay, we got to film something. What are we going to do?
Exactly.
Chris,
Yeah.
Chris, write something quick. All right.
Yeah. Exactly. The first time I went to New York, I literally kept saying, "Oh man, this would be a great location. Oh man, this would be," and like I kept saying that. And when we had gone to New York the first time, I had already thought I was completely done with Broken at Love because I was kind of done with the real life inspiration of it, and I was past it, and I was like, I don't want to keep doing the show. But
Right.
then it turned into something different, and that's where the show is steered. And now it's definitely much more about the show and not about real life emotions.
There you go. Yeah, you've worked past your
Oh yeah.
problems, and now you can just be. I mean, I'm not saying you weren't creative before, but now you can put yourself in different situations that you weren't in real life.
Well, no, that's not necessarily true
No.
because I am still writing Unreal Life.
Okay. No, but I'm just saying you can add
But
those
they're
elements.
different. They're different people. So it's
Okay.
like it's different experiences. They're not. It's not coming from like this place of I need this to recover from some. Like
Right.
I think they're the most. A lot of the stuff is based on like older experiences. Still like based on things that have happened during the show even. I think there was one particular experience that happened last winter, like fall winter, that kind of was just one of those experiences that left me mad. And it wasn't like a relationship experience. It was like more of like a person to person experience. And it wasn't romantic. And it was
Hmm.
just an experience though that left me so mad that I decided that I would write about it. And then I wrote two episodes, like a lot of scenes on it. And it's so far been my favorite thing that we've shot. And it wasn't even about the real thing once we did it. Like it didn't become about the real thing. It was literally just like we were doing scenes and a greater purpose of a show, and it was really fun. And
Hmm.
so that's how I know I'm in a different area with the show now.
There we go. And so when you go to New York and you want to start shooting in there, how do you line up your crew? Do you just ask friends of friends, or do you put
It
out?
was just referrals, really. It
Hmm.
was it was just a matter of asking any of my web series contacts in New York for referrals, and that's how we went about. I mean, I would have loved if some of my LA people could have gone, but unfortunately, like it's hard to do. So yeah, I just based it on referrals and worked out pretty well. So
There you go. And also, I mean, I don't want to bring this up so early, but unfortunately, I mean, Broken of Love, you added a new cast member, and unfortunately, we're always going out for the same roles, and he's always getting them. So I was very angry to see him. You added Constantine. We get
yes.
offered the same roles, and he's always getting them. And then I see he's in Broken of Love, and I was like, why not me?
Well, you're not in New York for one thing.
I could have been. No, I'm just kidding. No, how is it working with new people and bringing in new energy?
Well, the girls are all pretty much consistent. They're
Hmm.
people I've known for years and years, and they're the consistent force. And the guys this season really are the new ones. And couldn't say enough great things about the experience. Working with Constantine was definitely one of my favorite experiences on the show so far. Such a nice person and really fun. And I feel like just it's like everything you learn in acting school. I've been taking acting classes since I was 11,
Mm-hmm.
and then I went to college for acting. It's like everything you learn, he can do so effortlessly that it's like he can pick up a script and understand it and break it down and memorize it within minutes.
Ugh.
It's crazy. It's so it was a great experience, and just we had several guest stars already, and we're gonna have to get some more lined up too. And just it felt like a great experience with everyone together, and I just enjoyed the whole thing.
There you go. And so when you left off season 2, I want to
Yes.
talk about the writing of the very last scene. How was that hard for you to write?
The crying?
Yeah, for that, because that scene when you in the when when I was watching it back, it's an emotional scene, and it's a very well done scene, especially with
Thank
the interlocking of the 3 actors, and I enjoyed it. But it seemed to me one of those scenes that either A, when you're writing it, would have been freeing or just kind of very emotional.
Well, I will say that I never wrote in crying.
Okay, that's good.
I don't write that in
Okay.
because I feel like that puts a pressure on me that the other people don't need to know about.
Right.
I intended that there would be tears. I don't think I intended that there would be that many tears.
Okay.
I just went in giving myself pretty low expectations because I didn't know. And writing, I love that scene. It's like an audition scene.
Yeah.
All the guys are doing this monologue of sorts. And it was something that I couldn't figure out how to put in the show for the longest time. And it's a really important factor into the real life story. And just, it was weird because I wasn't really sad about it anymore when we had shot that back in 2013. And I just wanted to do it justice. And I think I put a lot of pressure on myself for it. And we had a guest director who was so great that I didn't have to do anything but act. And so literally that kind of opened me up emotionally to do whatever I had to do because we had somebody else there dictating stuff. So it's one of my favorite shoots from the first 2 seasons for sure.
There you go. And then it's also nice because you do, again, you set up the new guy, whichever one it'll be.
Yeah, well, when we pick up in season 3, she's already filmed what would have been that part.
Okay.
Because I debated that so long, and it kind of became a thing is didn't want to talk about it as much as I could avoid doing that.
Right.
So I skipped ahead a little. Plus, I mean, in real life, we had casted someone to play that part, and I'm not really airing dirty laundry about him. He doesn't have any. We had a great relationship, so I didn't want it to seem like I was then writing about the guy who played the guy.
Right.
So it was a little too tricky. So so because of that, I just kind of skipped ahead. So the story picks up a little further down than that.
Okay. And obviously I don't want to any spoilers or anything like that, but where is Vivi's character at now?
She's still immersed in the show, like creating the show. It's a balance of creating the show and her personal life. I think it's kind of fun, and especially because I was just in New York and I got so many new ideas that I'm still kind of writing in. Just the aspect of her personal life mixed with making the show, and kind of the whole theme of season 3 is how do you get over being heartbroken, and which I find it was very difficult to write because I don't think there's a clear answer to that. And just kind of her journey through meeting other guys and her friends and just the experiences is a little different this season, which is fun.
Right on. And so now I want to get off topic, but we'll get on topic sooner or later.
Okay.
I've been thinking about this question for a long time, and I've never asked it. When was the last time you cried during a movie?
When was the last time? I don't know when the last time I saw a movie was.
Okay. What about a TV show? And you can't say the Mindy
Oh,
Project.
I can't say the Mindy Project.
Nope, you can't say the Mindy Project.
Oh goodness, I don't even watch that much stuff anymore. When's the last time? I really, to be honest with you, haven't really cried in a while.
Really?
Yeah, like in general, just in life, like I haven't. I think I cried a lot back in my day.
Uh huh.
And I just don't feel like I have.
See, when it comes to I don't like. Look, I know I'm pretty macho, so I don't cry in real life. But
Oh, I cry easy for movies and shows. I
Right.
just don't think I've seen enough
Well, see,
lately
yeah.
to have cried.
Well, but me, I'm a softie when it comes to movies. I will cry at any Pixar movie, even if something good is happening. I will start crying because the movie that got me crying in movies is Toy Story 3. And if anybody watches it, knows that it's a very great movie. It's the best Toy Story movie out there. But it opened me up to a point where now I just cry at sad things in movies.
Oh.
I can't help it. One of the movies that I saw last year was Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl. And if you were to ask me what's your best movie or what's the best movie of 2015, I would have said that movie. But I cried so much during that movie. It was not. I mean, it probably looked funny because I probably look funny crying. But look. But I'm still pretty macho for the people out there listening. But yeah. So yeah, and it's always interesting. I just like to know when people cry.
Well, you said Mindy didn't count, but if Mindy counted, it would have been her mid-season finale this past year.
Oh, okay.
I get teary-eyed so quick in that show. It's crazy because I think the show is so much about relationships and like opposites. Her and her main love interest, they're opposites, and the conflict, sometimes just resonates, and I definitely will cry. But I can't think of anything else because I only have a certain amount of time to binge on things, mainly because when I'm creating something, I try not to watch too much stuff.
Uh-huh.
So I just don't want to be influenced until I'm done with what I'm doing. And so I usually reserve my TV viewing to like The Mindy Project and Scandal. And then I'll watch, I like Younger too. So, I mean, I'll watch some things, but I wait until I'm done and then I binge stuff.
Gotcha. Okay. See, depending on what I'm writing, I'll watch the opposite of what I'm going for. So if I'm and it's usually comedy, so I'll watch scary movies.
No.
Just because I'm like, well, I need something going on while I write. Just
I like
something.
love stuff though, and that connects with everything I'm doing. So it doesn't help me.
It's more of a filler. That and okay, so this is a good. So when you write, do you just go quiet or do you listen to music or anything like that?
No music.
Yeah. What were you listening to when writing this?
The funny thing is sometimes I'll listen to the same song for like an hour.
Yeah.
Maybe there'll be two songs and I'll just play them over. I listen to R&B songs a lot, especially Boys to Men, like old 90s stuff.
Yeah.
I like those. That would be like what I always kind of my go-to. I'll listen to like Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, like anything that's kind of really emotionally, driven. I have been obsessed with the Keith Urban album that just came out, so I've been listening to that while like I was working on editing the teaser trailer that comes out next week, and I was listening to Keith Urban's album the whole time. So like sometimes it'll be country music, just things that are like really emotionally charged, usually not happy, preferably, or maybe like somewhat positive, like, but it starts like it's not, that kind of, like those kind of things. A lot of 90s stuff, or like early 2000s childhood stuff.
Right on. I was writing this really one of my darkest things that I've ever written, And I was like, you know what? I need to get there. So I put in the Drive soundtrack. And the Drive soundtrack starts out very nice and poppy, and then it goes super dark. And I was, visiting my friend at the time and writing, and when he would got home from work, he would just look at me like, "Are you okay? I need to get out of here. I've been listening to Drive, and I can't do this anymore. I need a pick me up." But music is,
it helps.
It does, especially because what's your best way of coming up with ideas? I mean, obviously it's part of life, but is there a moment whenever you're like walking or hiking or anything?
Yeah, there'll be well, I haven't had to write anything new in like since maybe like a month or so, but I'm gonna have to start again because I'm kind of adding to. And the problem is it'll ruin my sleep on many occasions. I will wake up at like middle of the night with an idea. Sometimes I wake up and literally write out a scene on my phone because I envisioned it. And a lot of those times they make the final cut, so it's not like I woke up in vain, but like it'll be it'll be like something small. Like I'll get an idea. Like there's an episode we haven't shot yet. I haven't found an actor for it yet. It's like a really important it's an important episode and an important character, and it was all based on this one thing that came to my mind that I wanted to show. And so I can't say what that is because it'll spoil stuff. But there was this one thing, and I knew I wanted to include it. And part of it did include dancing, and I wanted to include that back into the season 2. And so I literally just one day came up with the entire episode based on that one thing that I was dwelling on, and it worked. It's one of my favorite scripts. We haven't done it yet.
There you go. Well, I want to see that new thing, but you got to shoot it, so I'll wait.
Yeah.
When
so it's not in the trailer.
Yeah, no. Well, I'm gonna look for it in the trailer. It better be there. No,
I haven't been able to find an actor. I put so many casting notices for this particular part, and there's some physicality requirements.
Oh, okay.
Again, I'm basing it on real people, and I haven't found a winner yet. So I mean, I've had a lot of potential ones, but then it never worked out. So I haven't found. I mean, they have to be at the level of all of our other guy guest stars. So it's hard.
And is this for New York or LA?
Everything from this point on in my mind is New York.
Gotcha. Okay.
I
mean, I'm sure you'll find somebody in New York. Hopefully.
So far, no luck, but I mean, hopefully. It's like a romantic lead type. I'm very picky with my romantic leads.
Gotcha.
So.
What about Jimmy Fallon? I hear he's not doing much.
I am a huge Jimmy Fallon fan.
I really liked his acting.
He was adorable on SNL.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh my gosh.
I mean, obviously I followed after that, but I think I was in high school, and I think he was like in his early 30s, and I thought he was like younger than that, and I was like, oh, that was my crush.
See, I can't say he was my crush, but I did enjoy Fever Pitch. I still enjoy that movie.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw everything he was in until he stopped doing that.
Right. Until I guess he's, I don't know. He's a very solid, I don't want to say sidekick, but if you need a funny guy, somebody like, some backup, he's good for that for sure. So I
think he really found his niche though because the acting, the film thing wasn't going so well.
Right.
I mean, publicly, I guess. So I think that, I don't know.
Yeah, no,
I gotta get to Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon level status. That's what I'm working towards.
There you go. So when does Broken in Love premiere?
I don't know.
Okay, coming soon.
I don't have a date yet. I'm thinking the end of the summer is a safe bet. We're releasing the teaser, and that will give you some new footage. And I'm thinking the summer is always a bad time, they say, to release episodes and web stuff because everyone's in their own, fun activity world. So I'm thinking we usually always have had seasons release in end of August or September. So I'm going for that. That's my goal. once everything is shot, I'll know for sure because editing is quite a process. But
Mm-hmm.
that's the goal. I'm trying to be super quick with turnaround. I mean, I just came back from New York and the trailer's already ready to go. So, um, yeah, so I'm trying to be quicker about things because people have waited long enough, and I feel terrible that people have waited so long. But to be fair, this is nothing like what I had initially planned on doing, and I think that people will enjoy that I've tried to push the boundaries. And obviously, like if I had released the season 3 years ago, then you wouldn't have had any of these amazing people in it, so it wouldn't be the
There you go.
same thing that it is now.
There you go. So it's all for us, basically.
It is, except I'm enjoying the process, so I'm technically benefiting from this.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, that's the number one thing. I mean, if it's fun for you to do, then
It's a lot of work. It's
yeah,
very stressful. It's very hard, and it's very emotionally draining. But at the same time, if there's an element of fun that has reappeared, then I feel like I've done it. I'm on the right track in this show again. So, and I think the fun was fading when I was doing the way that I was starting to do it in LA, and I think it's because I wasn't happy with the stories I was trying to tell,
hmm
and then I think I like the stories that we're telling now. I just think they're relatable in a way that I mean, because there's a lot of other guy experiences that Vivian has that I think uh, is more interesting than just the main experience, which is he's still a present factor in the season
hmm
because I'm in a different place doesn't mean the audience is caught up to where I am. So I
right.
have that still in there. But I think it's just like there's so many other experiences that I've had since then that I find to be very interesting, and I hope that the audience finds that to be the case too, because everything has a point and a message and a purpose, and I try to keep writing with a purpose behind it.
There you go. And so for the people at home, like if you, I'm going to give you the floor now. This is going to be your time.
Okay.
So if you, the Broken at Love podcast, starring
Okay.
you, and whatever you want to say, it's all or talk about. It's all you.
Okay. Well, I think you all should check out Broken at Love. We have 2 seasons up right now at youtube.com/broken at love. And if you subscribe, you'll know when we release the rest. And the show is really, really just based on my personal experiences, the experiences of my friends, my family, and what it's like that if you met the guy that you saw on TV, what would happen if he actually fell for you, and all that ensues from that story, and it's kind of a really interesting thing. It's showing a. I've gotten a lot of. I've been told this actually a lot lately that it's really like a coming of age of seeing this idealistic college girl who had a crush on a guy she saw on TV kind of grow up and
Mm-hmm.
become her own person, and that's been really fun to write, and I think that you guys will greatly enjoy that experience.
There we go. And so before we go, and I leave you to do greater things and eat lots of gluten free food,
Mhm.
would you like to play a little game?
Oh, of course.
So, my sister she has a master's in psychology, which therefore I do too as well. So,
Well, my aunt's a psychologist, so what is that? Do I count too for something?
I kind of, I mean,
Okay.
it's your aunt, mine's my sister, a little bit close, I'll like a quarter. How's that sound?
Okay,
All
that
right.
sounds good.
You're a quarter psychologist.
All right. Great.
So I have a list of questions,
Okay.
and they're rapid fire, but I want you to take your time if you
Okay.
need to.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask you 5 questions. Once I ask them, we're gonna know everything we need to know about you.
Oh, all right.
So no pressure.
Okay.
Uh, So here we go. All right.
Okay.
Question number 1: what do you think of people who bring travel pillows on planes?
I that seems like a nuisance to carry around, so I,
Okay.
I wouldn't be one of them.
Okay. Alrighty. That is correct. Pick a Wilson: Owen, Rebel, or Wilson from Castaway.
Um, I want I don't prefer anyone specifically, so I'll just pick Owen.
Owen, okay. Oscar-nominated actor, writer, so that's a good
Oh,
call.
that's good. I don't know what he's up to lately, but okay.
He's up to something. He always is. Um, Now, you said you were listening to 90s music, so I'm going to mix it up on you.
Okay.
Backstreet Boys are in sync.
Oh, I like them both, but
Okay.
when I was younger, NSYNC was my personal.
That was your
Like I went and got the CD like the minute it came out. I don't recall doing that with the other ones. So I'll
Okay.
say
Okay. That's also the correct answer.
NSYNC.
Now, let's see. Which chicken or the egg?
I don't eat that.
No, like what came first, the chicken or the egg?
I know this is like a food question.
No, no, no.
I'll pick the egg.
Okay. All right. I should have just
Only
left it.
because I just
I should have left it there. Chicken or the egg? I don't eat eggs. Moving on. I
I
like
don't eat animal food.
it. No, no, that's good. Okay, well, this is
That's my answer.
this
That's
is
how I interpreted the question.
this is a non-animal food, I guess maybe.
Okay.
Peanut butter M&Ms or Reese's Pieces.
I don't eat either of those either.
Oh, but if
But
you
I'll,
had to pick one,
but I'll pick the Reese's Pieces.
all right. You know what?
Actually, I'd pick Oreos, but that's not an option on there.
You know what? Peanut butter Oreos. I'll give you that. Okay, I'll throw them on there.
Is that a real thing?
You know what?
Probably is.
It is because there's over like 100 different flavors of Oreos.
You know, when I used to eat Oreos, there was 2.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. What,
Oreos are really good. They're actually vegan if you don't have a gluten problem and don't care about processed food.
there we go. There we go. Okay, so you are Oreo approved.
Yeah, I like Oreos.
There we
Well, I haven't had them in a decade plus, but I do like them.
Well, you should go have some.
They have gluten in them,
Oh, never mind.
so that wouldn't bode well for me.
Okay. Well, never mind. Get your stuff together, Oreo, Nabisco. But Carolina, I've had such a blast chatting with you, and I always like chatting with you, and I like seeing the work that you do, and I want to
Thank
see
you.
more, and I want to see a lot of it.
Well,
No
I promise,
pressure.
I'm working really hard to
Yes.
make sure that we have a lot at one time.
But also, I do want you to, get some sleep. Okay, I don't want you to tire yourself out. All right.
I have not had luck yet.
Okay.
I literally woke up at 5 this morning thinking it was morning.
Okay. I'm fine if you work hard for like 8 months and then take the rest of the year off. I'm okay with that.
Well, I think New York is going to just be like a vacation
Okay.
of a life right now.
There we go.
If it works out as I hope that I'll be there at least, for the summer or whatever I want to do, then I think that's kind of like taking a vacation and then filming here and there.
There we go. So for the people at home who'd like to follow you and of course the series, where can they do that?
Twitter.com/brokenatlove. I tweet more than I do anything else. Instagram.com/brokenatlove the series is our handle, and I have tons of pictures from our New York. And I'm also facebook.com/brokenatlove, and then I have my own facebook.com/Karolina Sivas. And a personal show website, which is going to be rebooted this week, I believe, is brokenatlovetheseries.com, and everything. You can find everything there. And subscribe, youtube.com/brokenatlove. We're everywhere. We're on everything. I'm tired of social media accounts. I've got so many of them.
There you go. There you go. Well, I'll let you go, and you have a wonderful day. And
Thank you. Feel better.
Oh yeah, no, I'll be all right. It'll be okay.
You sound like you're fine, so I'm just gonna go with that.
It's all an act. I'm not fine.
No.
No. So you have a wonderful day, and anytime you want to come back on, just let me know.
Sounds good. I'll be back before we're officially premiering. How about that?
That sounds good. Okay. You have an awesome day, all right?
All right.
Okay, bye-bye.